What's up, guys? Mike here, head trader, True Trading Group. September 26th. No red hat this time. Nice green day. Just one trade for me today. It was Fed day, Fed rate hike decision. Usually Fed rate hike decisions are typically slower days. The market ended up rallying after a GDP forecast, and we rate hike by quarter percentage point. But then the market sold off very hard after market while the Fed chairman was speaking. But anyway, to my trading. If you watched my video from yesterday, you know I had a very frustrating day yesterday. And I wanted you guys to learn from my mistake yesterday. Well, I learned from my mistake yesterday because I experienced a very similar thing today as I did yesterday. So yesterday I had a game plan that I spoke about pre-market in chat, all of our members, on JAGX. And JAGX literally did almost exactly what I spoke about in my game plan. And I missed the trade. I tried getting filled at 97. I didn't get filled. I moved up to 99. Didn't get filled. I moved up to $1.02. Didn't get filled, and the stock took off without me. It was very frustrating. I don't mind, like I said, I don't mind missing a move if a stock sneaks up on me, or I'm not focusing on that stock, or I don't have a game plan because it's not really on my watch list. I don't mind missing those moves. But when I have a game plan and I'm really focused on a stock, if that stock does what I think or expect it to do, I hold myself to that standard where I better be in that trade, especially if I'm focusing on the stock. So the JAGX really got to me. Missing that trade got to me. My emotions got into play. I was very frustrated yesterday. I was angry. It caused me to chase. I made a mistake. I lost money. Okay, I let my emotions get the best of me yesterday. So today, I'm actually very proud of myself, and I'm very happy with my trading today, not just because I made a nice trade and I made a nice chunk of change, but more so that I was able to use the lesson I learned yesterday. Yesterday's action and yesterday's mistake was firmly in my head, and I did not let my emotions get out of control because I missed ALDX in the morning, and it was on my watch list. It was front and center. It was a focus point for me. And my pre-market game plan was, the stock did almost exactly what I talked about in my pre-market game plan again, and I missed the first $2 move in the stock. So it would have been very easy for me to have kicked and screamed, let my emotions take over again, and make a mistake and lose money again. Would have been very easy. But I took a breather. I kept my emotions under control. I remembered my trade or lack of trade yesterday, and then the mistake that I made and my emotions, and I implemented that lesson today. It saved me, and I ended up making a nice green trade on ALDX, a nice $1.25 a share. I had a few thousand shares. It was a nice trade. Okay, so let's get to this ALDX. We'll start with the daily chart. Okay, we already had this big gap up today on ALDX, and pre-market I said, guys, I'm going to look for this 1190 area to hold support pre-market. But where I get that 1190 number from is not just this previous high that you see back here in September on the daily chart. Okay, that previous high is exactly 1190. So I was like, oh, guys, let's look for 1190 to hold support, and then I want us to push higher. But it's more about going out to a weekly chart. And when we got to a weekly chart, you can see more resistance right there on the weekly chart. And there's your all-time high of 1350. So when we were gapping above $12, I said pre-market in chat, this is my game plan that I said to all of our members. I said, guys, we're gapping up. Look for the stock to push real quick off the open to test that all-time high. Expect profit taking to kick in and pull the stock. That profit taking should push the stock down back towards that 1190 area. Then look for the bulls to take over, the stock regain its footing, and then I think we're going to break through that all-time high, and I'm going to look for a move up into the teens. That is exactly my game plan that I had today with ALDX that I went over with all of our members in chat. Great. Now let's go to, let me go back to the daily chart. Let me delete that circle. Now I'm going to leave that line up there. Let's go to the 3-minute intraday. All right, now let's pan this over so you guys can see things more clearly. Great, here we are. Here's our gap up. We open, and as soon as we open, we push right up to a high of 1320. Right in front of that all-time high. Okay? We then saw selling pressure kick in that pushed the stock all the way back down to the low of the day, which is $12 even. Right in front of that 1190 area that I drew pre-market. There it is. We held that area beautifully, and the stock just takes off. Okay, from $12 all the way up to $14.40. That is a $2.50 move, and I missed it, even though the stock did exactly what I talked about in my pre-market game plan. Okay, so it would have been very. I didn't just not get filled like JHX. I was trying to get filled. I just didn't. I never actually placed the order in ALDX. It just went a lot quicker than I thought it was. So I was pissed. Okay, just to have the stock do exactly what I expected to, and then miss a $2.50 move was frustrating for me. And it would have been very easy for me at this point to just say, "Ah, man, you know, now I'm pissed. Oh, this happened to me. I can't believe this is happening to me 2 days in a row. Let my emotions get the best of me and make another mistake and lose money." I didn't do it. I remembered yesterday's action. I remembered the lesson, and I stayed focused. I kept my emotions under control, and I always say to myself, if the stock is truly strong, you will get more than one opportunity to enter that trade. And I really liked this ALDX setup. I thought there was a lot more juice left in this stock, so I stayed focused. I kept my emotion under control, and I started looking for the next area of entry. Now, let's talk about the initial morning high, and let's talk about my next entry opportunity. Okay, now that we had that big strong push off the bell, here's our initial morning high. I then went and I drew our Fibonacci retracement level, and what do we have here? The 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level lines up with that initial morning high. Perfect. Okay, you then notice here, nice consistent volume, okay, while the stock was making this big push. Then we had this brief moment of consolidation, and you can see the volume on that pullback was much, much lighter than the volume that was coming in when the stock was pushing higher. Another good sign. So now we've got a low volume pullback into support, multiple support indicators working in my favor after we just experienced a high volume push higher. Great. Next thing we start to see is a trade line VWAP crossover start to happen right at that 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level. Okay, that is where I entered this trade on this red candle pullback. I got long at 13.55. I'll take you to my trade announcements on the day. Okay, here you are at 9:53 a.m. Long ALDX at 13.55. Stop loss 12.85 area. Okay, now let's go back to the chart. There's my long at 13.55. We push, we start to extend. You get an increase in volume that pushes us up through the high of the day. I start taking profit off the table. I sold the bulk of my position right there at 14.70. Back to my trade announcements. Here you can see I took some off 14.30. Sold the bulk of my position 6 minutes after my entry at 14.70 for $1.25. A little bit less. So, yep, actually, yeah, $1.15. All right, so it's a nice trade. It's a nice trade. All right, I had a couple thousand shares. It was a nice trade. But I'm not even more, the point of this video is not even so much to talk about the trade setup and the technicals of the trade as it is the mental battle that I won today. I lost the mental battle myself yesterday. I let my emotions get the best of me. I chased the stock. I lost money. Today, I won that tug of war with my emotions. Okay, like I said, it could have been very easy, guys, for me to have kicked and screamed after I missed that $2.40 move. It would have been very easy for me to do that. But I stayed focused, I kept it together, and I remembered that when a stock's truly strong, you will get another chance to enter that trade. You have to always remember the lessons that you learn from the mistakes that you make so you do not make them again. Okay, and that is what this video is all about. Okay, not even so much the trade setup itself. All right, so learn from your losing trades. When you make a mistake, write it down on like a little sticky note, paste it to the bottom of your trading monitor so that you just stare at it. Okay, all day long you're staring at that lesson so you don't make it again. All right, I'll see you guys in chat tomorrow.